Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. So good to see you again. Yeah, I was out checking the mailbox. It's around 2 on Friday, September the 3rd. And I thought I'd take a look at my plants. You know, I was out here earlier in the day, right at noon, checking them. Gave them a quick drink too, as I've told you, help cool off the roots and allow them to uptake as much water as they possibly can to try to avoid this scalding sun we're still having. Now, I mean, currently it's 86, 67% humidity, which you might think, whoa, for deep south that ain't bad. And I admit it ain't, but when that sun comes out, which currently is behind clouds, whoo, you'll be burning in a minute, and so do the plants. But let's go over and check them out and see what we got. I know how they were faring around noon, and I finally had to do something, because I had some losses and some damage. Not only the sun, but something I'm seeing more and more of here is fall armyworms. And if you don't think they're a problem on the east coast of the U.S., you need to do your little search. It appears Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan, Tennessee, and all the states, Pennsylvania, New York, all the way up through the northeast corridor, are almost at biblical plagues, they call it. So I don't feel too bad here with what I've had so far. But they're causing damage, as well as the sun is still wreaking havoc on our midsummer garden that we're trying to get going here. Well, let's take a look at it, see how we're faring today. So, you can see our little corn planting there. Yeah, now we're down to 3 stalks. Well, that last wave of torrential storms that came through, not last night, but night before last, it got 1 more. Mockingbird got 2, so I'm down to 3 here. And you can see here some damage. And that, some of that's from little tiny baby fall armyworms. But if you don't know what's under this little white pot with a rock on it, let me show you. Yep, that's a yellow summer squash. And when I came out here a little bit before noon, even though I had gave them a really good drink this morning, she was looking rather wilty. She surely was. So I thought, well, I do have these little pots, and that's just right for now. So I put one over her, and it appears to have been working. The bell pepper, still loading up on bell peppers. They're all down in there, but I am seeing some new leaf damage, and I saw that this morning, especially here on the new growth. So I searched behind every leaf, and sure enough, I found a little small juvenile armyworm munching away. Yep, we had to retire it. And nope, we didn't conduct burial services or send it to freezer camp. It went to Smushgeddon. But then I've got, I think 3 or 4 of those summer squash right here. Yep, and there's one right under this little pot too. And they were looking a little wilty. You can see this one's got a little bit of droop to her, as does this one, even covered up. But earlier today, they were looking sad. And you can see that ground. That ground's nice and moist. I've soaked it down twice today. But by doing this, allow them to develop their roots deeper down, which I really think they need to be doing to pull up moisture from down deep and stay cool. The heat master It's finally living up to her name. She hasn't drooped now in a few weeks. But the beans get all droopy, and they got to be watered in the morning and in the midday, and I'll show you why. Now, the better boys, they're looking fine, but they're still fighting some disease. Yep. You can see some yellowing in their leaves. Yep, continued have issues with all that wet weather we've had for weeks. This Pretoria leaf spot, you can see the results of it down here on this little volunteer, and on this leaf here too. And you'd have to look real close at that stalk, and you can see what's left of the little splotches on the stalk. Now, I've come out several days, and for whatever reason, this little grouping of 3 pole beans, which are the Kentucky Wonder, Rattlesnake Cross, have been real droopy. In fact, they've even suffering from what is called Sunscald. You see that right there? If you're seeing that on any of your plants, that's not a disease, that's Sunscald. And what happened there yesterday, no matter how much I watered, that leaf was really curled up and dry, and I knew this would be the aftermath of it. I've been pouring the water onto these too, as I have all of this. Now this here better bush, you're going to see the remnants of something there, and I wish I'd have caught it on camera back when it was a glossy black. And I'll be honest, this is the first time in my memory I can ever remember seeing it. It wasn't brown like it is now. It wasn't a dull black like a matte. It was just a glossy black, like you painted it on the leaves. And that, my friends, is late blight. Yep. Now, if you look up late blight, they say all you can do is pull it up. You don't want to compost it. You don't want to burn it. I will tend to disagree with that one. You want to dispose of it and get it off your property, because it will kill your plant, no matter what they say. But I thought, first of all, I can never remember having late blight, which will be prevalent this time of year now, latter part of the growing season for most places. And it's normally fatal, and it's persistent. If you got it, you got it. And I'm not sure how long it'll last in the soil and surrounding area, but apparently a long time. But I thought, you know, what do I have to lose by trying the hydrogen peroxide and water mixture on it? So that's exactly what I did, except instead of going 12 tablespoons per gallon, I went to a full 16. Yeah, 1 cup per gallon. And I sprayed it after every rainfall. Yep, I surely did. And it does, even though that leaf looks pretty terrible, it looks like I have killed it off. We'll just have to see, won't we? And with late blight, I'm learning and watching it and chronicling it on video, just like you're watching it. So you'll see what I see. So far, I believe that hydrogen peroxide, based on what I was seeing, that just real dark glossy black, and now the areas where it was on are turning brown. And yeah, the leaves, they're not going to turn back green. But if it stopped it, then I'm happy. But yeah, you can see right here what else I'm dealing with. Yep, fall armyworms. I picked off a goodly sized one on this one this morning. He was munching away. If you look in there real close, you can see they'll also eat your little blossoms before they open up. I checked every leaf, and there may be more eggs I couldn't see, or little bitty tiny ones, but for right now I'm good. Now I'll come out here tonight, and that'll be my thing from now on, every night, looking for those army worms. Now these beans over here, I've lost at least one. Yep. But you see that leaf right there? That's what I'm talking about. See how it's curled up? Yep, that's how that other one was. Now if you look, for whatever reason, all the rest of the leaves are looking fine. Yep. And the ground is just really black, and it's wet. Now other than buying some shade cloth, which I am not doing this year, I'm doing all I can. But I also got a little pot over another yellow summer squash right there. If you wonder why I got so much yellow summer squash, well, first of all, I really do enjoy it. And secondly, I'm going to try to put some back. Not only blanched and frozen like I normally do for the winter, but I'm going to try my hand at dehydrating it. You know? And putting it up for a little bit longer term use. I haven't done that in years, and I don't know why. But over here, I've got that little white pot on my remaining cucumber plant. Yep. The other two came out here yesterday. Here again, I watered. It's going to come out here and water at 11. They were wilted really bad. This one was wilted some. I thought if I really wet the soil and covered them, they'd be fine. Those two of them didn't recover. This one did. So during the blazing sun of the midday and until we see the sun start coming through the trees, you know, that partial sun, partial shade, these are going to remain covered up. We still got some corn left in a little cornfield, but you know, it's showing some leaf damage from some juvenile army worms. And my cherry tomatoes are also continued to have a little bit of damage from the army worm. I plucked a nice size one off of these plants again today. Yep. Got a leaf there that's wanting to wilt a little bit on me. When this thing comes out in the sun, you know, I'm hoping it's finally put roots down. But the pot is really moist, and the rest of the plant looks fine. I think this Sunday I'll cut these loose from the main stems, and they'll be what they be. I thought it'd be interesting to show you where we are, show you that there, what Sunscald looks like on plants and that. So if you're seeing it on yours, you know to cover them up, bed sheet, pillowcase, something. You know, I just really don't got any bed sheets and pillowcases or anything I can really appropriate to the cause. So we're doing what we can do, try to get the seedlings to survive till they got the roots established, which I'm thinking. Then the bean plants and the cucumbers and the squash. We'll get through the remaining part of September, which here in the Deep South can have some of our hottest temperatures of the year. And looking at the 10-day forecast, we're going to be up in the low to mid 90s for 10 days out. So, and for the most part, partly sunny to sunny. So if you want to keep growing, you just got to keep battling. But everything else, blueberries, big tree and all that, they're Cadillacing. The yard's growing insanely. And that, the birds are happy, as y'all can hear. And got a light breeze coming up now. So y'all, that's about it. Just a little walk about and talk about the little old garden bed and what's been going on. And it is Friday afternoon. And I got to go in and get my keys and make a run. Yep, it's Fast Food Friday, and trust me, the kiddies know. And maybe I'll bring y'all along too. It's been a while, even though we do it every Friday. So, until I see you on the next video, me, the kitty crew, and Gracie. Kitty crew's all hunkered down somewhere in the shade. And Gracie's asleep on the love seat. But we all love you, and we do hope you're happy, safe and well with your family, friends, and loved ones too, wherever you are in the world. And may God bless each and every one of you as you bless others. Goodbye for now. Yeah, let's get some keys and head her on to get some, of course, chicken of some kind. Yeah. We got plenty of dry food. Lunchtime. They ate their snack. Yep.